Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another daily chat. This is like 79 or 80 or 81 or something. I am with Ryan and Bethany. How you doing, guys?
We're doing great.
Peachy Keen.
All right. I asked them to join me tonight. I'm very happy you both did. Thank you very much. And we're gonna be chopping it up, talking smack, possibly talking trash.
Are we going to be slicing it up?
That doesn't make any sense. Nice segue, though.
Is that would you like to talk about your wounded digit? Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't you tell people what you did, Bethany? Tell people what you did.
This is your PSA that if you buy a mandolin, to use the guard.
And not the instrument.
Yeah, no, the slicer thing. Because if you don't, you'll slice your thumb open. So PSA, you're welcome.
Got it. So learn how to play the mandolin. Got it.
Right. That's what I got out of it.
That's what I got, yeah. Put down that guitar, pick up a mandolin. I got you. All right, let's see what's going on here in the chat. Evening, folks. Hello, hello. Nick is in here. Hi, Nick.
What's up, everybody?
Dead Squirrel. Always reliable. Da-da-da. Cora Lou, hello. All right. Good. Bonzozo says, I have a mandolin and not the slicer thing. How about that? That's cool. Do you guys play any instruments?
Yeah, a lot.
We did, I did in my youth.
Yeah?
Youth.
My youth.
What did you
Ryan
play?
plays the drums pretty well.
Drums?
Yeah, I play percussion, guitar, bass. I've been known to play the piano, slap of the bass. I can even, fake my way through a trombone scale.
That's cool. Wow. What about you, Bethany?
I fiddle around on the piano. That was a weird way to put that.
You can't say it that way. I cannot ask you about musical instruments and you go, I fiddle around on the piano. Wait, come on. No.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, that's better than me, guys. I don't play anything at all. I wish I had learned an instrument. That would have been good. Piano. I think the piano for me. Yep. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we're going right for the deep cuts here. Cora Lou says, "What are your favorite 3 expansions?"
I love it. Yeah.
How about that? All right. Sure. Favorite 3 expansions. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna light it up here. Jamaica. The Jamaica expansion gets a ton of garbage, and I think it's great. It is a lot more thematic with the expansion. It's very easy to integrate. You keep the original box of the expansion because you use the box, which is cool. And I actually think the game is easier to teach with the expansion than without, which is crazy and probably the only expansion I can think of that qualifies for. So that's one pick for me. What do you guys got? Pick another one.
Dominion Prosperity.
Oh, I was going to say Dominion.
Yeah.
Dominion Prosperity. I know it's got some ramping and all that kind of stuff that happens, but gosh darn it if it isn't a good time.
That's the one with the big money, right? Big money, big points, like the bigger cards.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Get greedy with it, and some of the cards are just out of control. That's probably one of my top picks.
I'm really fond of the Africa map on Ticket to Ride. I don't like to play the original, but I love the Africa map.
Africa map's pretty
so
mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Especially 4 or 5 players, it fills up fast.
Our 7-year-old beat me, and she didn't even know what she was doing.
Yeah,
That's how mean it
I
can
remember
be.
the Heart of Africa is a mean map, yeah. I haven't played that one very much. I just remember it being super cutthroat.
Yeah.
Let me think. What else is a good one for me? Another good expansion.
I know we're all looking at our collection.
Oh, I always have to do this. Every time. I have to do this. I like, probably another one of my favorite expansions is the Seven Wonders Leaders expansion.
Yeah.
Because I always thought Seven Wonders is a great game. I've always enjoyed it. But the first stage, the first epoch, whatever, is a little directionless. You don't really have a, you sort of look at your hand and go, okay, I guess I'll do this, and then the next time you go, okay, I guess I'll do that, and then at near the end of that first third of the game, you've kind of got an idea. I'm going to go for military. I'm going to go for science, whatever. The leaders, I think, give you a path near, like, right from the beginning of the game, and I like that a lot. I think they give you more direction. I just find it way more thematic, more interesting. It cuts right to it. So the leaders, a lot of people like cities more than leaders. I don't. I like the leaders more.
Yeah, cities is really easy to plug in and doesn't really change too much.
True.
But leaders actually, gives you that focus. I would say which pandemic gives you the bioterrorist? Is that
was the first one? Yeah, on the brink.
That is, I think that has the epidemics, the virulent strain epidemics.
Yes.
Yeah.
We use those. We never don't use those anymore.
Yeah, they're so good. Yeah.
We use it so much I forgot that it was an expansion just because we played with it all the time.
I really like playing with I don't know if you guys have all the expansions for it, but in the last expansion, the animal one, whatever that's called.
Hinterlands,
yeah.
State of Emergency.
What is it?
State of Emergency?
Yeah, State of Emergency, yeah. In that one, there's those cards that are like negative events that just show up in the deck. It's a bad thing, and then you just read it and discard it.
Yeah.
It's a really simple sort of addition, and I think my favorite way to play Pandemic is to play with the Virulent Strain from the first expansion, and those cards, Crisis, I think they're called Crisis cards, from the last expansion. Just because it's quick, it kind of flows, it doesn't really break up the flow of the game whatsoever. It's not like, oh, here's a whole other board you need to deal with.
Yeah.
But it throws things into the deck that hit you. It's like, oh no, I got to do this. Oh, okay, great, this happens. I don't know. It has a lot of ups and downs that way. I like it a lot playing with that combination.
King Domino had this really fun print and play expansion. What was it called?
What was that called? I know what you're talking about.
Like the court, maybe.
Oh,
I don't remember.
What was it?
I played with it.
Yeah, that was really, really fun. I liked
it's just
that. It's just like, I don't know, it made all the tile pieces that don't have anything going for them, then you had something going for them. So every single domino piece had something that you could go for. It was really fun. I liked it.
Hey, Jordan. Z. Hi, Ryan Bethany.
What is wrong with this cat? What's wrong with this guy, man? Every time, Jordan, I don't want to hear it, man. I'm sick of it. That's it. How do you ban somebody on this? Let me pick one more. I think
that way Jordan can't play blue.
Yeah. I think I've got one more, and I'm going to go with the expansion for the Bloody Inn. The Bloody Inn. You guys know that game?
I've never played, but I know it.
Yeah, where you're like running a little inn in the 1700s, some little village in France, and the people who come to stay in your inn sometimes check out, but not always. And you make profit off of their carcasses, basically. There's no nice way to put it. But the expansion is really neat. It's called Carnies, and the people there's a circus in town, and so the people coming through your inn are all sorts of wacky and wonderful people. It's really fun. It's just a laugh.
My next one would probably be, what was the Architects, Artisans of the West Kingdom? That one was really good.
They added in that one,
the adornments and the tools.
But there weren't a lot more rules.
Yeah, so the rules were pretty. Yeah, it was just.
It's probably another one that I'll forget was an expansion because we'll just play with it all the time.
Yeah.
I really liked what's that one? The Legacy Testament of Duke de Cracy. There's like this really small
5 families.
Yeah, 5 families. That is really fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Really fun.
Oh,
I really like that game.
Let's see here. Let's see what we've got here. Just going through it to see if there's any. Nick says he likes the expansion to Mafia de Cuba.
Okay.
I wasn't a super big fan of that game. I never played the expansion. One Pip Wonder, hello, good to see you. What is the best swag bag you've ever gotten? I
Oh, boy.
don't know.
Does it have to be board game related? Because I got a really nice swag bag after I had kids. The hospital gives you a
Really?
ton of stuff.
Really? Okay.
Like cool
Yeah,
cups and
yeah. You get like these awesome cups and all this like
shampoo or something. I don't know.
lotion. Yeah, it was nice.
Like a bunch of samples, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably a really smart move on like pharmaceutical companies. Like, hey, try our stuff for free, and
Yeah,
welcome to
yeah.
having a baby.
I think the best swag bags I've gotten are probably from the Gathering of Friends. They have cool things in there.
Put in a good word for us.
Sure, yeah. That's crazy to get in there, especially now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Now the
that's
occupancy is like
it's
10.
neat. People are. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing. I remember I was aware of it before I ever went, but I was never. And I saw pictures and stuff of from there, and I remember back in the day, I used to look at pictures from Bruno Feduti's gathering. He kind of did a similar thing in France. But I don't know. It was never like I never found myself going, well, these jerks, it's a closed event, rah rah. Why don't they let everybody go? It's like, you know, it's like one person's thing. It's like being upset that you're not invited to someone's house for a game night. You know what I mean? It just seems strange. I don't know. It just seems strange to me. I assume people do gatherings all the time I'm not invited to.
Like worldwide.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. But it is cool. It's very relaxing, especially for myself, because since I do media at another convention, I had to kind of be on with, you know, like somebody comes up to me, they're like, hey, I know you from YouTube, whatever, and I have to just kind of give them the best impression of me possible, because they only get me for like 20 seconds, you know. You don't want that 20 seconds to be like not the absolute best I can. But at the gathering of friends, I don't really have to worry about that. No, you know, nobody cares. So that's nice. It's pretty relaxing that way. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here comes Jordan. Here comes Jordan. Should I comment on how Z flipped his Z-shaped table around? You know what, Jordan? You really shouldn't. Just keep it to yourself once in a while. Just once in a while, Jordan. I don't know. Do you guys dislike Jordan as much as I do, or is it just me? Not to put you on the spot or anything.
I can't figure out how to say yins. He says yins, and I can't do it right.
Yins? What?
It's the Pennsylvania way of saying y'all, apparently.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing?
Yeah, I had to Google it.
I never heard of it.
That's my one criticism, or at least question.
So sometimes I can be super dense, and I thought Jordan plays blue meant that he plays games really sad.
I only play sad games.
I think...
I remember I was laying in bed right now, and one night I was like, Ryan, he plays with the color blue. And he's like, yeah.
It could be both. It technically could be both.
Yeah.
He could just...
Jordan, we love you.
He could play the blue pieces and also just play while he's particularly depressed. I wouldn't put it past him. Okay, let's see. That's a good question, James. I'm going to throw that up, buddy. What mechanic are you really digging right now? What mechanic do you think needs more love? All right, so it's a two-parter. What mechanic are you really digging right now?
I know yours.
My multi-use cards.
Multi-use cards. You talk about it every time.
Yeah, okay, I'll dig that.
Multi-use cards, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to stress myself out about what I should do, so I love multi-use cards.
Right. I like that.
For me, it's engine building. I love building something, ramping it up. Yeah. Engine building for me.
I like both of those things a lot. I'm trying to think of something that's more kind of like right now, because that's really what the question is. Like, what's sort of in my mind right now is something I'm digging. Ooh, boy. Probably just have to think about what reviews I've been doing. That's largely it. What have I been doing? I did that. Doing that next week. Ugh. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look at things. This is ridiculous.
Which one do I think needs more love?
Yeah, why don't you guys answer that, and I'll come back to you.
I think hidden movement, when done really well, is awesome.
Excellent answer.
But it's not always done really well.
I think my...
But, like, I like the suspense of that.
I think the one I'm noticing doesn't get a lot of love anymore, and this might or might not be on my mind because I was trying to put together a list for my favorites, but pick up and deliver games. There just aren't that many that are about the pick up and delivering, you know? There's very few of them that feel sort of pure, you know, that feel like a puzzle about going here, picking it up, moving it there as efficiently as possible. There's not that many of those, and I like that mechanism. I think it's underutilized.
Yeah, it's always with exploration or stock markets or trains or whatever else, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine, but, you know, I want something else that is about picking up and delivering things. It doesn't, you know, it's always sort of, like you said, an attachment to an 18xx game or something.
Yeah.
I guess lately what I've been doing a lot is the Arkham Horror stuff. I did some roll and writes. Definitely not necessarily all about that now. Dice worker placement. How about that? I'm gonna go with that.
Oh, yeah. It's like Merlin or Bora Bora or Kingsburg. Any of that kind of stuff is great.
Yeah. Dice worker placement. I want some new blood in that realm, too. That would be another one that I want more of. Oh.
I'm really loving all this Firefly love happening right now. Firefly is wonderful.
The game or the show? What are we talking about?
Yes.
I like the show a lot. I really did not like that game.
We gotta leave this chat now.
Oh, wait, no. Is it one of your favorites? Do you really like it?
Oh my gosh, I really love it.
It was in your top 10 of all time, wasn't it?
So like a couple months ago, I made Ryan dress up so we could play that game because I just wanted to do something fun. So we got all fancy in our fancy duds to play Firefly.
We did.
What? But like just to stay at home and do it?
It was like right when everything was shutting down and like you had no reason to do anything. So I was like, this would be a good excuse to just be fancy for no reason.
Let's be fair. I don't usually have a reason to do anything, but but no, yeah, I guess so. It happens to me too. I'm working from home, and sometimes I'll get dressed up just to feel a little more sort of to feel normal, like the cadence of the day is going by. Have a little more weight and meaning. Yeah, I hear you. Rajas of the Ganges is one that I've not yet played, and there's a copy right over there, but I haven't played it yet, so I'm gonna get on that one. That's one of the unsung great games of dice placement, says Dead Squirrel. And if I believe a kind of squirrel, it's a dead squirrel.
I've been playing that. Yeah, I've been playing that a lot on Board Game Arena, and I'm just terrible at it. Just terrible.
I tried reading the rules to it a long time ago. It seems a little sort of dense. Not hard, just kind of dense to get into. I need to like sit down and actually, you know, have an honest go at it. All right, let's see. Z dresses down to stream. That's right.
Before the streaming, you were wearing a tux, actually, and then you quick changed out for this.
I was wearing a top hat.
Ooh, favorite milk product.
All right, I'll put it up. Hold on, you're too excited about this. There it is, favorite milk product.
Culver's ice cream.
What kind?
Culver's is a regional. It's like a regional fast food place. Custard. It's custard. Yeah. A Midwest company, and it's delicious. When I tell Ryan I want ice cream, I specifically mean I want Culver's.
Ricotta cheese. It's the perfect cheese for all of your needs.
Oh. It's the perfect cheese for all of like the chunky cheese needs. It's terrible. Ugh. Ugh. I like most milk products. I think the least the milk product I like the least is milk. I don't like milk. But cheese, most cheeses I'm down with. Not ricotta, that's gross. But like a brie, that's good. Swiss cheese, baby Swiss. The younger the better. Like a little, just newly born Swiss. It's just like it comes out. You cut the umbilical and eat it. That's the kind of Swiss is what that's the Swiss I like. Grossing myself out. I like yogurt. I like Go-Gurt, which is faster yogurt.
It's like sugar in a tube.
I like to think of it as sugar ricotta.
Sugar.
Nice. I love
Dan
it.
just said that ricotta is the Jordan of cheeses.
And you get to interpret what that means. Like, to me, that means it's a swell cheese.
Uh-huh. It's the kind of cheese that shows up to all your streams going, hey, everybody, did you notice that? Did you notice it? It's that kind of cheese. All right, let's see. I'm going to get rid of that question. There. Am I caught up? I am not caught up. Dan says, I love Outer Rim as well, but had to shelve it until an expansion comes out. Didn't want to burn out on the core material. I have not played Outer Rim yet, but that's one I actually want to. Have you guys played that?
Outer Rim?
Have you?
I had a chance to, and I think I got beat to the table because I was finishing up a game and it took too long or something, and I resented that game ever since. Orleans.
You hated it because you couldn't... Oh, you hated the game you were playing.
Yes.
Gotcha. No, we have not played it.
Yeah, no, I got it. I have not played it. I have not had a chance. I guess I have had a chance. I guess I could, just grab it off the library shelf and play it, or I could have. But, yeah, most of the Fantasy Flight Star Wars games tend to be like really big and epic and take forever and be super in depth. But I think Outer Rim I want to have a go at just because it seems different than most of the other ones. It's just a bunch of dudes on a map fighting over something or other. Outer Rim seems a little different. All right, let's see. What? That's a good one. I'm assuming that name is pronounced Ajan. Ajan Malari. Or Ajan Malari. I don't know. Let me know how to say your name, please. The question is, what board game would you choose to play in a tournament? Or, which game's tournament would you choose to enter, I guess? Ugh, that implies I'm good at some game.
Yeah, I guess I would probably want to mostly skill-based with little luck.
I want just the opposite. I need there to be a lot of luck.
So that way, if you lose, you can blame the luck. If you win, it's all you.
Yeah, I can still blame the luck if I win.
You thank the luck at that point. You're like, great cottage cheese lords above. Thank you.
Fire's Library. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I really like
I would choose Luna. I don't think I've ever lost at Luna.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me think. I've entered, I think, only 2 tournaments ever. I did a Ticket to Ride tournament once at one of the Dice Tower conventions. I got pushed out of that right away. And then I played, I did the pandemic thing that they used to do at conventions. Were
you with Eric on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And that...
You guys made it pretty far, I thought.
I joined him after he had already made some progress with Dave Luza, and then Dave Luza couldn't keep going, so I jumped in. Yeah, we made some progress, but I gotta tell you, I don't think I'd want to do that again. The stress for that is real. They're timing you. You have... It's like super structured. They're like, okay, no one talk, no one say anything, put your cards down, this and that, okay, and go. You have 90 seconds to talk. And it's just like really structured. I found it to be scary. Kind of like how I find, I kind of find tournaments to be that way. But if I had to enter a tournament, maybe Neuroshima Hex.
Okay.
It's got some luck. It's got some strategy. I've played it a bunch, so I kind of feel competent at it. Yeah, I could do that.
The real answer is I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. Right. Well, that's true.
I've been in a couple of Dominion tournaments, and as good as I think I am at that, I always get kicked out in the first round.
It's not that. I like say hi to people, and they just don't care. They just want to play. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that vibe, especially, this is not something I've done, but I've seen it happening when it's like a collectible card game tournament, like a Magic the Gathering, tourney or something like that. Those are really scary to me. I just would not want that kind of pressure.
People actually get mad and
on
like our Friday night game group when the room's divided between the board gamers and the Magic players, and just across the room you're cussing and like yelling full volume, like
seems too
you
real,
killed
right?
my Beastodon or whatever. Like I don't. Okay, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it seems too intense. Wow, this is a crazy question, but sure, Blaine, I'll throw that up. Blaine is asking, is there a board game character whose persona you especially enjoyed taking on?
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Wow, that is interesting.
I tend to not get...
I'm hearing myself back. Guys,
yes.
Can you mute... I'm hearing myself back. I don't know why. Am I muted? Is the computer muted? That's weird.
Is it gone?
Is it fine now?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes.
I didn't do a thing to fix it or to cause it.
It was our bags.
We turned it.
Isn't it like our bags?
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I just was hearing myself back with a delay. That's very strange. Well, how are you guys hearing me? Are you wearing headphones?
No.
They're invisible, but yes.
Oh, yes.
So that's what it is. You're not wearing headphones, so you're hearing me somehow, and it fed back a little bit.
Yeah, I told you we should get headphones.
So I was just telling Ryan that I really like on Vikings on board. I really like how the Vikings stand. So I like that.
Did you just name him Stan?
How they stand.
Oh, Stan the Viking. I really personify Stan the Viking.
So I like the stance that they take in that. Just that whole like...
I'm trying to remember Vikings on board. I gotta look this up. You like the way they stand. That's the thing.
Yeah, and what they, like, the personality they're projecting because of that.
Oh, I know. In the Harry Potter deck builder...
That's cheating.
Neville.
IP.
You didn't say there's no IP qualifications there.
Cheating.
Neville, he's the healer. And I feel like I'm the healer in a lot of games. I like doing that role.
You do?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
I want to be
play Neville.
I want to be the barbarian or something, like a big tank. I want to go out there and slashing fools. I don't even like being the magic wielding guy. Like if I'm playing an RPG or something. Nope, just give me a big axe and throw me out there. Gosh, okay, let me think. A character I liked becoming in a game that I liked personifying. It's probably not going to be something from an IP that I would recognize.
Because that's cheating.
Didn't say so.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to do that, I would say Dracula in Fury of Dracula. I like playing that. That's fun.
All right.
But if it's something that's like unknown, not based on anything else, I like the factions from Blue Moon. They're just based on artwork, obviously. You're not going to get really any kind of, like, really flavor. But I like that they are really distinct. I don't know if you guys know that game.
Our silence is telling.
I'm going to go with no. And then the other game I've really enjoyed was, from that point of view, was I'm the Boss. This is an old Six Saxon game in which you're like a big magnate wheeling and dealing kind of guy. And it's got a fun energy where you're going like, I'll give you 5 million if you go in on this deal with me. And the guy's like, I don't know. I'm like, fine, 4 million. You hesitated. You're out. I'll deal with you instead. And people play cards and stuff to mess with each other. It's got like this kind of real-time aspect to it. It's a blast. It's a really funny game.
I'm the boss.
Jack the Ripper.
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right, let's see.
I know somebody you can talk to.
Hungry Hippo. Amen.
Let me see if I missed anything. Hey, Kabuki Kid is here now. How about that? Gee.
Hey, would it be a chat without Kabuki Kid?
I was worried. I was really worried for a while there.
Spoons was very popular in the Neumeyer household.
Spoons?
Yeah, that's what John asked.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, the first time Bethany met some of my uncles, like there was a violent game of spoons. You got, yeah, like my cousin punched my uncle in the face. You got a chair pulled out underneath you.
Yeah, they pulled a chair out from underneath me.
There was black
eyes and blood. And it was one of the things like all the girls like, flip their rings around so that way when they go to grab for something, like they could scratch you. It was intense.
And that's how I knew that I loved Bethany, because she could hold her own with my crazy Michigan uncles.
That's how I met.
A game of spoons.
Yeah, that's how I met those people. They were fun.
All right, this is a good one here, guys, from David. David asks, Z, what game would you play that you can see behind Ryan and Bethany? And to you two, same thing. What game would you play that you can see behind me? All right, let's see.
Oh, you're giving him
give him more options.
Yeah. Gosh, I've played most of the... You know what? The alpha, I heard was good. From Tom, told me it was good. Just came out not too long ago, right? From the U.S. United States Playing Card Company. Yeah. United States Playing Card. Yeah, USPCC. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I want to check that out. What about you guys? Here, what do you got now?
We had to go to the other view, maybe. You don't have a lot of choices. It's visible, anyways.
Minimize.
Zimbabwe, I would like to try that.
So there's a case that doesn't have anything on it, and I'm curious about it. So that's my choice.
Which one? Where is it?
Over your, up, right there.
That.
Right there. That is where I keep Arkham Horror, the living card game.
There you go.
I've chosen poorly.
You don't like it?
But I made my choice. That's what I would do.
Sorry, yeah.
Because I like the mystery.
You went for the mystery box. That's what you get. And you have to sit down for an entire campaign.
It could even be a boat.
That's how it goes. All right, let's see. Let me catch up. So Kabuki Kid says the sheriff in Sheriff of Nottingham. That's who she likes to personify. Jack the Ripper, you guys said that. Nathan says, real talk, the Hungry Hippo.
Preach.
It's like who we all personify right now.
Now they're talking about video games. I guess that PlayStation 5 announcement's coming up. Do you guys do any video gaming, or you're not really video gamers?
You know what? I have like this game I can play on my watch sometimes.
Like Snake.
Yeah. Calculator, the game, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Like, we weren't allowed to have them as kids, and then as I became an adult, I just never got into it.
Yeah, we always kind of saw us being analog people, not digital people. Yeah, played a lot of NES as a kid, and we still have that. I played Halo.
Yeah, you did that a lot. You guys did a lot of what's that called? LAN parties?
LAN parties back in
the
aught fours.
That's right.
Yeah.
The early
That's
aughts.
right. You know what I've been actually doing lately is, I don't know how I fell down this rabbit hole, but it's the same time frame. I've been going through a bunch of games, just physical board games that came out around that time, like between 2003 and 2006. And it's just a bunch of games I used to own, or a bunch of games I played during that time, and I keep just feeling really nostalgic, way more than I figured I should. You know what I mean? Looking at these games, being like, oh yeah,
it's tearing up a little bit.
I know. I'm on the verge of openly weeping as I look at these games. So it's cool.
Fusion Frenzy, yes, Amy.
What's going on, Amy? Do we know?
Fusion Frenzy was an old Xbox game that was a whole bunch of mini games, kind of
oh my gosh, you made me play that once.
Yeah,
I remember it. That was weird.
It's good. It's like a bunch of weird DJs fighting for orbs or something.
There's just a hand-eye coordination that when I tried, I just couldn't handle, so I just moved on.
All right, here's a good question. Let's see if you guys have an answer for this one from Boo Hiss 83. I like that name. What's a game that you used to own that you would love to have again?
I can't.
We usually are pretty intentional about the ones we get rid of are phased out for one reason or another. We've cycled through a lot lately.
I can't think of one. We have this thing that once our shelf is full, that's it. And so when we get new games, it's a one in, one out thing, because we just want to only have games that we'll play.
Ooh, what's that
and we haven't...
guys? That's self-control and power.
That's just how we are in our house, though. If we get something new, we get rid of something, and it's just...
Bethany has a mug problem that we have to really rein in.
Yeah, if I get a new mug, I have to get rid of a mug. This is what I do. It's just
That's
how
good.
we don't
There's nothing wrong with that. That's great.
So as of right now, ask us again in 5 years, and I'm sure I'll have answers.
Okay,
right
I have one. It's not even really for the gameplay purpose. We are felled completionists. We have everything felled that we can get our hands on, except for some of the the out of print stuff. But I got rid of the card game of the Castles of Burgundy because it was maybe the worst game ever.
That's an exaggeration.
I hated it.
I don't regret getting rid of it.
In comparison to Castles of Burgundy.
Yeah.
And so now I'm well, we can't be completionists if we don't have that. But
we don't play it, so we can't have it.
Yeah.
Don't be completionists.
So that's what I want, but I don't.
Just having it for the reason of saying I have the entire line or set or whatever. Yeah, if you can avoid that. Because why not, right? Like you said, just owning it to...
Own it?
Just to have it there and to look complete on the shelf. No way. I don't know. For me... Again, this is something that's kind of fresh in my mind because I was going through all these games from around that time. I guess if I had to pick one that's gone, there's a lot. I'm going to say, I'm going to say a little card game that came out around 2004 from Alan Moon. And I'm guessing he worked with Aaron Weisblum on it. It's called Clock Towers. It's a little card game from a company called Jolly Roger Games. They're still around, I think. It was really pretty artwork. You were building clock towers. You just sort of a set collection card game, and you have to build a tower of a certain height with a yellow roof. And then whoever builds the next yellow tower, it must be exactly one floor higher. So you had to if you completed something early, that's great, but you're forcing the next person to make theirs a little bit taller. It's a neat little game. I like it, and it's so small. I don't know why I got rid of it. You know what I mean? That's something I'm man, that would be nice to mess with again. But I find myself feeling that way a decent amount. So
it's all that nostalgia again from the aughts, The early aughts.
There were better days, man. They're gone. All right, let's see. Wow, non-hero what is it? Okay, that's a good one, Coralu. How do non-gaming people react when they first find out you play games?
Gosh, all the people in our circles know we play games now, so I'm just
I know, I feel the
figure
same
out.
way. I haven't had to tell somebody like what I do for a hobby in a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like the first thing they try to do is like they tell you the most board gamey game they know. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah,
It's just
well,
Catan,
It's just-
probably.
I played Small
Yeah.
World." Like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just
Cool,
people
you know?
trying to relate to you, so you can't they're just trying to find a common ground and connection with you.
What I do is
think-
if anybody comes at me like that, I'm like, oh, I play board games mostly, and they say anything. I don't care what they say. I'm like, whoa, don't try to relate to me. And I walk away.
Get out of here.
That's how I deal with that. If they're like Monopoly, if they say that, I'm like, don't try to relate to me. And just walk away. That's how you do it.
I think it more shocks people the amount of time we play games. Like that this is what we do. We don't know a lot of we don't watch a ton of TV or anything because we're doing other things. And I think that's more of a shock to people than the fact that we play games.
Right.
I like when people ask for recommendations too. And, you know, like, okay, well, I've got a 8-year-old and they really like to color. What's a game that they might like? I love that kind of response. You know, that kind of shows that engagement and opens that door a little bit.
Yeah. That's cool. I just try to not... I think I try to... I guess downplay it when somebody I don't know, you know, like wants to know what I'm into or like sees a game or whatever somewhere in the house. I don't know, like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm into games. I do it for work, actually, but I do like them. You know, I kind of try to, like, downplay it.
Yeah.
Because if you know, I don't want to come across suddenly go from, like, 0 to 60, you know, and, like, oh, games? I love games. Let me tell you all about the best games in the world. You know, people don't necessarily, that's not what they were looking for, you know. Now, if they keep pursuing that line of questioning and they're clearly interested, then sure, I'll show them my games or whatever,
Yeah.
but... All right, let's see. What else have we got? I think I feel like I missed a question about superhero movies or something.
It was something about not favorite non-superhero comic book adaptation.
Oh, yeah, here it is from Kabuki Kid. Best non-superhero comic book movie. I think for me, it would be Road to Perdition. It's based on a graphic novel. I think it's an amazing movie.
So I'm going to cheat on this because I actually haven't watched it, and it's a Netflix series, so lots of cheating going on. But I loved Lock and Key. I just thought that story was great, and I loved the medium for it, which is why I'm afraid to watch the Netflix series, because I thought that the graphic novels were perfect. Like, it was a perfect way to tell that story, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, worried to see it in a different medium.
But isn't that
I've heard
superheroes,
great
though?
things about it. No, Lock and Key?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's not superheroes?
No, it's a bunch of... They have keys and they open things up.
All
It's
right.
it's kind of like horror feel.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Hey, Mick, or Starla. It was V for Vendetta. Is that kind of superhero? Is V?
I think that... No,
He's not-
I think you're good. I think that counts. It's not really a superhero.
Yeah, he doesn't really have powers other than just being like
Crazy.
a little bit.
Yeah, he
Resilient
just likes
to
to
bullets.
kidnap people and monologue. That's fine. Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. That's my book.
That's a good one. I like that movie. I haven't seen it in ages, but I remember liking it. I don't know if it holds up well, because I did think that whole him kidnapping Natalie Portman basically isn't gonna play well. You know what I mean with a. I just think that doesn't age well. The first time you see it, you're like, this is so weird and
Yeah,
it's
that's
so trippy and bizarre. Now you're like, this guy's a creeper, right? I mean,
it's supposed to be. You're supposed to feel that conflict, I think. And the graphic novel was much more. Is a lot darker too, even.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys see any questions, by the way, let me know and throw them out.
Mm-hmm.
Remember
the 5th of November.
Way back in the early 90s, there was this animated series on MTV based on a comic called The Max. Very challenging and thought-provoking. That's my choice. Almost a movie. I have never heard of that, Nathan. I don't know what that is. Also, what's MTV?
Yeah, no kidding. Certainly not where I learned about punk rock. Now it's all about Jersey Shore and weird stuff.
I haven't seen it. To be honest, I have not seen MTV in like 10 years, maybe? No joke. So I don't know what it is now. For all I know now, it's about symphonies. I really have no idea.
I hope that's what it is. I
really hope so too.
Really
I hope that basically Bravo and MTV switched places. And I'm talking about OG Bravo, yes, not Ice Road Truckers or whatever they do now. I don't know.
Bravo.
Can't keep up.
Jordan, if we got a dice person, I know what yours would be doing.
What would it be doing?
Right here.
Drinking tea.
Drinking tea. Got it. Okay.
Mine would be like trying really hard to lose weight and not accomplishing it.
That's so mean on yourself.
What?
A D100. Mine would be a D100. Super round.
How would we? But what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. What do we like? What would it be doing though? Like, would it be lifting weights or
on a treadmill with a sandwich?
Oh my
That's
God.
cute. That's cute.
So...
That's cute. I think I like that. I do. That's cute. I like that idea. She's great. The artist we have to do all the dice, her name's Tina. She is unbelievable and unbelievably creative too. She comes up with stuff just left and right.
Mad Slanted Power says the M from MTV stands for meh.
Meh TV.
Meh.
All right, let's see. All right, where's Mick? Mick and Starla are in here. Where are they at? Our family plays games. There we go. Hello, you two. Nice to see you.
What? Nebraska is not better than Iowa.
Our corn grows taller, and that's... I don't know.
Wait, what states? Nebraska and Ohio. What?
Iowa is better than Nebraska.
Yeah, everyone knows that. That's a fact.
Guys, whatever. Are those two even states? Are they still states?
Last I heard.
I don't know.
I'm still living in it.
I mean, no, I'm sure that didn't take like your location away, but did it like just get incorporated into something else?
We're basically like West Illinois.
No, yeah. We're not.
West Illinois. West side of Illinois. Oh my goodness. All right. Umbrella Academy. I have not seen. Am I caught up? I'm kind of caught up, yeah.
Somebody asked top 5 punk bands, and I thought Ryan would enjoy that.
Oh, man. Okay, so...
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Let me find
quick.
it. Let me find it and throw it up. Hold on. You can go up for it, but... Where is it?
Let's do MXPX. Let's just pure punk, not like punk ska, which is my real
Where's
jam.
That question? Who asked it?
Kabuki, maybe?
No.
Top 5. Yep, Kabuki. Kabuki Kid. Detassin. I had Corn Detassin as well when I was 12. It was awesome.
Corn Pride. D100, the infamous something. Where's her question? Quick, top 10. There it is. Okay, do it.
Operation Ivy.
Never heard
Front
of him.
56.
Which one?
Yeah.
Like Dropkick Murphy style.
Never heard of it.
He's only got 2. You said 3.
I don't remember.
I missed the song. It's the one you said in the middle.
MXPX. Operation Ivy.
MXPX. I don't think I know them either. Yeah. Okay. So that's 3 I don't know. Okay.
And I don't know. Let's throw some. I don't know. I just don't know. Blink 182. Gosh darn it, Travis Barker's so good. It makes me sad and sick.
The one I know.
I'll never be that.
I know Blink 182.
I've heard of them. Green Day 75.
Yeah. And Matchbox 20 and Third Eye Blind 66. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a quick. I don't even know if that was 5 or not. But those are some bands that I liked back in the punker days.
I never did get into punk. I liked just a little bit of Green Day. They were kind of punky, right? Like before Nimrod, right?
Before they got more popular, yeah.
Yeah, and then Blink 182. I don't think I ever bought a CD from them, but I heard their stuff. Yeah, I wasn't super into punk too much. I knew a few people in high school who they liked that stuff way more, but it just wasn't my thing. I guess I
Five Iron Frenzy, excellent choice, but they're not pure punk, but they still counts A+. Also, Social D, Josh, great job.
Oh, Roy has a huge MXPX tattoo on his leg. Okay, I have seen that.
Probably the Pocanacha head, if I had to guess.
Yes. That's exactly it.
Sure. The guy with like 10 hairs on his head going like this.
Yeah. That's it. That's what he's got. That guy playing or like making a crazy face or something. Yeah. Roy's about to come down on me for saying that, I'm sure. I was listening, I think around that time when you were probably listening to the punk bands. I was probably listening to alternative, I guess you'd call it. I mean, like Matchbox 20 was around that time, probably, right? And we're starting Third Eye Blind, Marcy Playground. They did not ever really get past like a one-hit wonder status, but they came out with like 5 albums. Who else was I listening to back then? And then around that time, I also discovered electronica, like not electronica. Industrial
trance type stuff,
like industrial music. So like KMFDM, 9 Inch Nails was probably around that time.
Static X and Magic Pumpkins had a couple industrial sounding records.
If you haven't gathered, I never listened to this growing up.
What was your thing? Yeah, you haven't said a thing in a while. What's your thing? What's your favorite musician or band or whatever?
I really like, what's that, Steve Martin and the...
Steep Canyon Rangers.
Yeah, Steve Martin and the Steep Canyon Rangers.
What? Steve Martin, like the actor?
It's a folk band. Like Steve Martin, the comedian, he's done like CDs with Steep Canyon Rangers.
I know Steve Martin is, but you're a fan of his music, not his acting, his music?
Yeah, he does CDs with the Steep Canyon Rangers, and I really like folk a lot.
Yeah.
You are all your own, Bethany. You're your own person. You are just a unique human being on this earth, put here to inspire the rest of us to break out of our bubbles.
You're welcome. Also, the Ragbirds.
Well, we got the Insiders, we got the Supertones, we got the Mad Caddies. Someone's got some good taste. Josh, call me, man. We'll talk.
Front 212. That's right. Ministry. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
He is a skilled banjo player. It's like we saw their comedy tour when it came in.
Steve Martin and Martin Short, and they were amazing. And then
their band was there, and it was just like incredible.
The Alan Folk.
All right, let's see. That's a good question. All right, let's we're gonna be done here in about 5 minutes. So let's wrap up with some gaming questions, or at least one more.
Yeah,
Here
we got
go. This question here. No, I like that we go off topic. I welcome it. You know, just to break it up, talk about like the music. That's really interesting, man. I like hearing. Whenever I have somebody on, once it's all done, I'm just happy that I got to hear about what they like, and I'm ragging on you guys just to mess with you because I like you. You know, that's my personality. But I just like learning a little bit about what people like. So once this is all done, for literally everybody I've had on, except maybe the brothers Murph, I know them pretty well, but for just about everybody I've had on, once it's done, I'm like, I know a little something I didn't know about them. What music they like the instrument they play, what they did in college. Like, just something, you know? I like that. So I like going off topic. But anyway, Kabuki Kid, as always, tries to bring us back to be on topic every time. And the question is, what is your favorite game that you know is flawed? Almost a quote-unquote bad game. But you still love playing it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I would look on my shelves for that. I hope I don't own that game. It's just one I still like playing, but I think it's not very good.
I'm going to answer Ryan's for him, and that is Cities.
It's not flawed at all. It's a perfect game.
Cities.
I would like to sneak
this
that
little
one.
ditty is way better than she'll give credit for.
Oh, okay. I know what. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let me see. I want to go find something here with a bunch of plays from me that I find.
Disney's seen it. There.
What?
Disney's
Didn't
seen
I burn that already?
I just have really fond memories of playing that when I was in high school and like winning all the time. It was like the last time I won a game.
That's why we weren't friends in high school.
2006. Disney's seen it.
There you go.
Second edition.
Let me think here. I'm looking around. I guess it has to be a game that's like considered to be bad overall.
Oh, I have a good answer.
What?
Our first edition copy of Sherlock Holmes, Consulting Detective. It's got so many typos.
Oh,
it's
yes.
flawed in that sense. There's
like the gameplay isn't flawed at all. Just like
we've been playing with a couple friends of ours who have the second edition. We've been playing over Zoom or whatever, and we'll read a passage. They'll read a passage, and they will be completely different. And ours will be wrong.
Really?
Yeah, the whole sentences changed, whole words changed, all the misspelling words are fixed.
Yeah.
Details completely changed. It's just weird.
There's sometimes there's paragraphs that are added that we don't have, and there's paragraphs that we have that they don't have.
And they must have been through the playtesting 30 years or whatever since that game was made, of realizing that maybe people went down the wrong rabbit trail because of whatever things were in the first edition.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, I think my pick is going to be a 2-player card game called Revolver that came out from White Goblin, and I think Bonacor reprinted. Yeah, there it is. Stronghold Games. So White Goblin, Stronghold Games reprinted. It's a 2-player game, came in a tin. Did not get a lot of love, though it's not ranked that terribly, 1,700. I like it more than probably most people, and by that I mean that I know it's flawed, I can see the flaws, it kind of plays itself, but it's a charming game, it's captivating. Every time I play it, I feel like I just jump right into, like the third act of a Western, and it just takes me there, you know what I mean? It's like, take that guy out from the gang, you play the good guy or the bad guy. So it's like, okay, eliminate that character from the gang, and I set up a trap for you at the next stop for the train, and just all the tropes for Westerns. in this little card game. I enjoy it. All right. What are we talking about in these comments, y'all?
I have a feeling Jordan had something to do with how it derailed.
If at all possible, I blame Jordan, baby. That's how it works. That is how that goes. All right, anybody? You guys are still going on about the music.
I saw Limp Bizkit and I was like, oh, okay. Things have changed.
I do see here that Nick says the mind is a terrible thing to taste. Is his favorite Ministry album, and I agree. I used to have I forget now what it was, but I used to be in a play, and this is something I did. I like doing this is before I go on stage, and while I'm working on a character or whatever, I kind of associate a song with that character, and do some work on that, and then eventually, when I'm getting ready to go on stage, I can just sort of, in my prep, listen to the song, and it puts me there. It kind of takes me back to where I need to be. And one of the characters I played ages ago I remember there was a song from that album that was the song, and so I listened to the snot out of that one song from the album. But the whole thing's good. Let's see.
We've got about 350 games, Nathan. That's probably about 150 too many.
We don't. You guys call regularly though?
Yeah.
We have kind of a one in, one out thing.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you said every time you get one in, you get rid of one. Do you frequently get one in?
If we decide we want to keep it, then we'll get rid of one. Sometimes we'll get one in and
it goes right to the trade pile.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
But if we keep it, then we have to. Exception though are kids games. Since our girls are different ages, we're just keeping all of those as our younger one ages into them. So we actually haven't culled a lot of kids games.
That makes sense. Yeah. Stanislavski up in here. What? All right, guys. I think we're winding down here. Everybody's just going to go slowly drift away and go listen to some punk or some industrial music and just chill out.
Lord of the Rings soundtrack. What's your favorite movie soundtrack? Lord of the Rings.
He's trying to wind down and you're trying to give
No, that's good. That's fine. Lord of the Rings soundtrack is your favorite. Where is it? Oh, there it is. You saw that before I did.
The Caribbean original one, that was really good. It was very inspiring.
The Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack always tricks me into thinking that Pirates of the Caribbean is a good movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I think my favorite piece of music from a movie, I don't know about the whole soundtrack, but I think my favorite piece of music is from The Last of the Mohicans. There's one song in there that is just awesome. I love it. It's very evocative. Very good. So I'm going to go with that. All right, y'all.
I don't point at anything.
I think that's that. I think we're good. This was a good
thanks
chat.
For having us on.
Yeah,
we had super fun.
Thank you guys for joining me. I'm glad that we. What was that? I missed it.
Garden State. I loved that soundtrack. It was so good.
You said you weren't going to
I'm sorry.
Sucked back in.
Next time, guys, I have you on. We'll start with movie soundtracks.
Yeah.
And we'll end with games. Okay. Do it the other way around.
A little bit of cheese in the middle.
Yeah.
We'll touch on some cheese, maybe a little granola, some yogurt. That'll be nice. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys again for joining me, and thanks everybody out there in the chat for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Have a good night, everybody. We are out.